Hi there, my name is Andy. If we haven't already met, I'm the co founder of Yoga Veda Institute and the director of our self healing retreats. The purpose of this first video presentation is to introduce to you our online program called the Self Healing Experience. The idea of making an online version of our self healing program came from wanting to reach more people in the easiest and most accessible way. But before we keep going, I want to share an Albert Einstein quote that goes like this: a human being is a part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical illusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. The intention of this self healing experience is to develop awareness in oneself with the use of some practical tools. So, at your own rhythm, we can begin to acknowledge how our thoughts, words, and actions can affect or influence our life in a beneficial or non beneficial way. This short program is not in any way trying to replace professional help. If you have chronic or recurring issues that are affecting you greatly, please seek out for the assistance of a professional. The tools provided are simple yet profound. The idea is to progressively encourage in oneself behaviors that bring balance and contentment into our daily life and to remove those that doesn't serve us anymore. In order to fulfill our goals of reaching contentment, it is important to acknowledge that changes are progressive and that it is necessary to some extent to be present, to be persistent, and to be patient. The recommended practices are not intended to be a quick fix to any of your problems. There is not a time frame to achieve or master any of these teachings. The time frame will vary depending on many factors, most of them related to the individual and not to the techniques or teachings. Remember that one of the most important tools is already inside you. It is your mind. So trust life and be kind to yourself. Some of the basic steps to follow are: Step 1. Realizing that all of the tools and things you could possibly need have already been available to us. Step 2. Make a self-reflection. Be simple. Ask to yourself, how content are you with your life? If you find yourself using a substantial amount of your time complaining about the outcome of stuff in your life, and you find out that most of the time things don't work out as expected, how do I know if I'm content? If you're doubting, make a commitment to yourself, not to anything or anyone, but to yourself. A commitment to finish the experiment. As you engage in the practices, acknowledge the attachment to your belief systems. Most of the disappointments we get in life come from the false idea that our belief system is being violated. I'll give you an example. When you get upset because of something someone did, it's not their behavior that upset you. What upset you is that their behavior is not matching with our personal beliefs. Think about it. Even right now, you could be disagreeing with me, and that is an automatic reaction based on your beliefs. So just keep in mind that, and whenever you have a reaction to anything around you, simply take a moment to think, to observe, and to contemplate. And you might find out that the thing that created a negative emotional response is most likely going against your beliefs. Another thing we recommend you to do during this self healing experience is to search for patterns. As you begin to realize and meet your belief systems, you want to begin to notice the patterns, the repetitive reactions, the automated responses that comes out of you without you having to even think about it. It just happened. And remember, take your time, be present, be persistent, and be patient. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. The recommended practices below are not meant to be done in a strict and structured way. Stay as long as you need in one practice. Don't rush in the next one until you had a major gaining from the previous one. Also, feel free to go back to previous practices if feeling overwhelmed. Take your time and accept that there is no right or wrong when it comes to this kind of thing. Finally, the one main goal of this program is to develop the one tool you will always need to achieve anything in life: love. To be more specific, there are two practices that are as synonymous of love: compassion and empathy. It is our priority to develop awareness in how much of a difference compassion and empathy can make in the outcome of one's life. And now, finally, to finish with this short introduction to the course, I want to invite you to join the Facebook group, a Facebook group that we created and is specifically dedicated to this program and to the people joining the program. Remember, the intention of this group is to create a space to share, to connect, to support, and to heal. So go ahead, and I hope truly that you get something useful out of doing this program. I assure you that if you keep an open heart and a curious mind, you will. See you in the next video where we will introduce the first practice.